Ihab Awad claims he was injured after confronting his lying ex-girlfriend about her real age. Nia Delgado says Mr. Awad invaded her privacy by opening her mail, but she didn't intentionally hurt him.
Mr. Awad, you are suing Ms. Delgado, your former girlfriend, for $1,298 in damages. Talk to me. How long were you guys dating?
We were dating for 9 months.
Okay, and how did you two meet?
Well, we met on a dating app, as most people my age do.
Most people, period, do, who are in the dating world today. I think it sounds very efficient to me.
It is efficient, but it's been hard to find meaningful and lastful relationships.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, how old are you?
I'm 26.
All right. And well, I'll get to you in a minute. And so you two meet online.
Yes.
And tell me about it.
Well, pretty much, as you can see, this is my dating profile right here.
Okay. Do you want me to see your dating profile?
Give it to you right over here.
This is the profile.
Here you go. I'll give you hers.
Well, do you have hers also?
Here you go. Well, as you can see on my profile, I'm looking for a long-term partner, and I'm very specific that I want to date someone in their 20s. And this is a very specific point I made, as you can see at the end there.
I am looking for a woman in her 20s who wants to start an adventure together. Looking for a long-term partner.
And as you can see on Nia's profile, right next to her name, she says she is 29 years old.
Okay.
And she's also looking for a long-term partner.
Okay.
So,
what happens? You swipe left, swipe right, or whatever it is you people do, and then you connect. You go out. And it works, right?
Yeah.
And then what?
Around 6 months into a relationship, we live about 45 minutes away, yet I didn't mind the commute because, I loved her. Every moment I could spend with her was worth it. So I lived in a little studio apartment with my roommate. She hated it. And right when my lease was ending, she offered me to go live with her.
And she owned her own house?
She did own her own house.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you wonder how she was able to own her own house, and ask her how she came across that kind of...
Well, she was very successful. She's a very hardworking woman, is one of the other things I admire about her.
I'm a real estate agent.
Okay. So, you're living together for how long before you break up?
Around 3 months.
And what happened at the end of the 3 months?
Well, everything's going good. There's no problems that I can say, but I did notice that I personally grew up in a very close and loving family. I introduced everyone to my mother, and every time I mentioned that to her, she would always say, oh no, let's just wait. Let's wait a little longer. And that was a little concerning for me.
You're living together.
We're living together. I don't see why that would be a problem. I was in love with her, so I kind of brushed it to the side until one day, obviously, my mail was now being sent to her house. So I got the mail, I was just looking through it, and I didn't realize that I had opened hers.
Here's where things take a dramatic turn. Ahab finds out the hard way that Nia is almost a decade older than she claimed. He opens her mail, and what does he discover? A driver's license with a date of birth that flips their entire relationship on its head. Ahab's stunned. And let's be honest, who wouldn't be? He's been living with someone for months, thinking she was someone she's not. But here's the thing, is opening someone's mail really worth it? We know it's a big red flag, but it's also a federal offense. Was Ahab justified in going through her mail, or was he just looking for a reason to confront her?
When I opened it up...
You can't read
Hold on one second, please. I'll get to you in a moment. Go ahead. You opened her mail.
I opened her...
You committed a federal offense. Go on.
Yes, I did, and it was not intentional.
You opened up her mail, and what was it?
It was her driver's license.
Oh, did you read it?
I did read it, and it said she was 39 years old.
39?
Yes.
How much older than what she had told you? 10?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you do? Did you call her, text her, wait for her?
Well, I was speechless, if I'm being honest. I had work that day, but of course I had to call off. I wasn't in the right mind state, and I just couldn't believe it. I just sat there waiting for her. I had to confront her, but
How much later did she show up? Like, was she about to get home or what?
Well, it was towards the end of the day, so she showed up around 3 hours later.
Okay, and then, so she comes in, and what do you say or do?
Well, she came in, and immediately, I was very sincere. I was trying to be calm.
He was not calm.
Hold
he was
on,
yelling.
it's not your turn yet. You'll know it's your turn. Do you know how you'll know? I'll be asking you a question.
Sorry, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
So I just confronted her and said, "Why did you lie to me?"
And what did she say?
Coming up on Justice for the People.
And even had move in with you under a complete and total lie of a decade difference in age? I mean, that was like a pretty profound lie. And you're telling him, you looked at my mail.
The confrontation begins, and it's not pretty. Ahab, understandably, is furious. He confronts Nia about the lie and her reaction. Denial. She tries to dodge the issue, saying the license is wrong. Classic deflection, right? But what really stands out here is her emotional response. She cries, turning the tables on Ahab, making him feel like the bad guy. This is the kind of manipulation we don't often see in courtrooms, but it's happening right before our eyes. So here's a thought. Do you think Ahab's reaction was justified, or was he overreacting to a minor fib?
We're back with a dispute between Ahab Awad and his ex-girlfriend, Nia Delgado, over lies and consequences.
Well, she first asked me what I was talking about, and then I showed her the ID, and she just didn't say anything back at first, and then it just immediately started being in denial.
Denial what? Like she said that my license is wrong? What are you saying?
Well, at first she was saying, why did you go through my mail? Essentially, she tried to switch the point.
Because the best defense is a good offense, and go on.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
Of course. So she
then
tried to switch the subject, and then I was like, no, you've lied to me. And then I kind of...
Did she give you any excuses, or what did she say? What came out of her mouth?
Well,
you told me what came out of yours, now tell me what came out of hers.
Well, she immediately started crying, and she started acting like I was the one in the wrong, and I was just trying to calm her down, but I was just telling her that I didn't know what was real. I mean, for all I know, like, everything we had together was fake.
Had she been convincing in terms of pretending to be 29 and the era she grew up in?
Yes. She lied about everything.
Okay.
She lied about the TV shows she grew up watching. She lied about the music she listened to. All the little things she lied about.
All right, and what did she say to you while you were confronting her with all this? I'm sorry. I was planning on telling you. What did she say?
Well, the first thing she said was, "Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
Why? It's a little lie.
It's a little lie. Okay.
It's just, what's the big deal?"
Okay, Ms. Delgado, it's your time to shine.
Your Honor, I know I made a mistake, but I'd like to explain why.
That's not a mistake. It's a huge deception. You dated this guy and you had to move in thinking you were one person and you were another one.
Well, I thought I was very honest about my feelings and who I was. I told him I was 10 years younger because I had been on dating apps for a while. It's hard for me to meet, like, just be somebody in person. I was on dating apps, and I said that I had my age as 39, and men were so cruel. They said that if I was single at this age, that I was never going to find anybody.
Who would say that on a dating app? What kind of...
Men are incredibly...
No, I don't. It's not that I don't believe you. It's that I'm saying, what class of a jerk do you have to be to insult someone that way? But, all right, but maybe you would be finding age-appropriate men and not a 26-year-old.
Well...
I don't know whether to say you go, girl, or, because if you have been honest about your age and you were dating a 26-year-old, that's one thing, but you weren't honest about your age. And there are a myriad of reasons why he may not want to date a 39-year-old, but you didn't let him make that choice because your theory was what? You'd trap him?
No, I just wanted to give myself a shot. And
for how long? It's not like you lied on the first date and then confessed on the second.
I had planned... Sorry.
You had to move in. When were you planning on telling him? Just never?
I was planning on telling him. I just didn't know the right time or the right circumstance.
You think the right time might be before you have him move into your place?
Probably. I'm not proud of what I've done.
But the plot thickens. Nia's reasoning for her lie? She says men on dating apps were cruel to her, making her feel like she had no chance at love. So what does she do? She takes a little creative liberty with her age to give herself a shot. But here's the kicker. She admits she never planned on telling Ahab the truth. Never. So, what does that say about her intentions? Was this just a harmless fib to give her a shot at love, or a calculated move to trap him into a relationship based on deception? Is this a form of self-preservation or pure manipulation?
Okay, so now you've thwarted off meeting his parents because they might be able to smell that you're 39, or I don't know why. But why didn't you want to meet his parents?
Well, I just thought that was very serious, and I didn't want to meet them until
But that meeting his parents is more serious than moving someone into the home.
I didn't want to meet them.
I know that in your mind that is actually true, and I think that's so weird. And I don't know if it's because I'm from a different generation, and it isn't that I'm a Puritan. That's certainly not it. It's just that they're living in your home then, and you can't get rid of them. If you get tired of them, it's a big fat deal to get rid of them. So to me, it's a huge step to have someone move into your home and then look you in the eye and say, "I live here now, evict me." You know, like it would be just such a hassle as opposed to meeting the mother. You know, that seems like a cakewalk next to it. So what was the reason that you wouldn't meet his parents?
I felt awful not telling him about my age and then meeting his parents.
Right.
So I wanted to tell him.
That's where you draw the line, lying to the parents.
I thought I was doing him a favor by having him move in with me. He lived like in a really bad apartment, and I didn't have him pay any. He didn't help me with the mortgage or utilities. I took care of that. He would help me out with the groceries and cook dinner.
He would help you out. So he would pay for groceries and dinner.
He would cook me dinner so that I could get
Was he
home.
working?
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question. Were you upset? He broke up with you that night, right? Mm-hmm. What did he say to you? You tell me what he was saying to you.
One, he was screaming. He was yelling so loud. I had never seen that side of him before.
And what was he saying?
He was calling me a liar. He was saying, he said a lot of bad words at me, which he had never used before, ever.
I think this hit him pretty hard.
Yes, it
right.
did. He got really upset when I told him that it was literally illegal for him to look at my mail.
Okay, can I just ask you a question?
Yes,
you think that's the best tack to take with a guy who you have fooled for 7, 6, whatever it was, months, and even had move in with you under a complete and total lie of a decade difference in age? And that was like a pretty profound lie. And you're telling him, you looked at my mail. I mean, seriously?
I'm not proud of it.
Were you apologetic? Were you,
No.
Were you telling him, I was going to tell you? What did you tell him?
I told him I was going to tell him.
What was your big master plan, though? Because you made a decision to put 29, and then in your head, when were you ever going to tell anybody that you were a liar?
I don't know.
So you might have just kept it to your grave.
Coming up.
Having celebrated my 30th wedding anniversary and having been with my husband longer on this earth than I haven't, it's hard. And if you started on a bed of lies, it's impossible.
Now Nia tries to justify her actions, claiming that she didn't want to meet Ahab's parents until she told him the truth about her age. Really? You moved in with him, and meeting his parents was the deal breaker? Here's a woman who's trying to cover up her lies with another set of excuses. It's like adding layers to a cake of deception. Ahab, understandably, is not buying it. But here's a question for you. Should she have been more transparent from the start? Could they have built a relationship based on honesty? Or was the age difference just too much of a barrier?
This is Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with a dispute between Ahab Awad and his ex-girlfriend, Nia Delgado, over lies and consequences.
I don't think I would have kept it to my grave, but I would have told him eventually.
Do you think there might be reasons why he wouldn't want to date you? If he's 26 and you're almost 40?
Yes.
Right. What would those reasons be? Give me a sampling of reasons.
We're too different in age. We're from 2 different time periods. I'm too old for him. That's a big...
Wanting to raise a family.
Okay. Now, I
can still have
I had
kids.
my first child at 35, so, and my last one at 41. And times are different now. But do you understand that in his head, maybe they're not, and that, frankly, he wants to just know what he's doing and planning with his life. I mean, doesn't he have a right to know who he's dating? And if he says explicitly in his profile, which he does, that he's looking for someone in his 20s, did you read that? So you know it's even worse than the average bear, because if he hadn't put that, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'm looking for someone with childbearing hips. He might as well have put in there. You know, he's very adamant about who he wants to date, what age he wants him to be, and whatever else. So this was an even worse person to take up on this, you know? All right. Let me tell you something. Being together with somebody for a really long time, having celebrated my 30th wedding anniversary, and having been with my husband longer on this earth than I haven't, it's hard. And if you started on a bed of lies, it's impossible.
Coming up.
She proceeded to throw my things at me, where I had to
Did it
dodge
hit you?
it. Well, no, because I had to dodge it, and then I ended up dislocating my shoulder.
Oh, did you go to the hospital?
Well, I have done it in the past, so I kind of knew the ritual. I popped it back in.
Ooh.
This is where things get real. Ahab's had enough. He packs his bags and leaves. But Nia? She's not done yet. She throws his things at him. His sound machine, his suits, everything. And in the heat of the moment, Ahab ends up dislocating his shoulder. Is this the breaking point? Is this the point where emotional damage turns physical? Nia claims she wasn't aiming at him. But when emotions run high, can we really blame him for seeing it as an attack? Let's not forget that Ahab's damage claims are now going up, both physically and financially. This escalated quickly, didn't it?
We're back with a dispute between Ahab Awad and his ex-girlfriend, Nia Delgado, over lies and consequences.
What did you do when, so you're arguing, you're fighting, and you tell her, I don't want to see you anymore, I'm out?
Yes.
All right, and then what happens? You pack your stuff, or had you already packed your stuff?
Well, it was very late at that time, so I told her that I was going to come back in 2 days to grab my stuff. I just needed to get out of there.
Okay.
So I left, and as soon as I left out the door, she proceeded to throw my things at me.
What things?
Well, she threw my sound machine, which I used to go to sleep every night. She threw it at my head, actually, where I had to dodge it. Well, no, because I had to dodge it, and then I ended up dislocating my shoulder.
Oh. Did you go to the hospital?
Well, I have done it in the past, so I kind of knew the ritual. I popped it back in.
Ooh.
But she also threw my suits, my jackets. You know, I had to pay.
How do you come up with your damages of $1,298?
Well, physical therapy. Here, I have more evidence right here to show the receipts. But I had to do physical therapy.
Were you already doing physical therapy?
No, I had to do physical therapy for $270 of that. And then I had to do physical therapy. I had to get my suits dry cleaned. It's important to me. She knows how important. I'm a manager at a restaurant. I need to look perfect, and it doesn't matter. The littlest thing I need it to be perfect.
Why were you throwing things at him?
He said he was going to come back in a couple days with this to get his stuff, and I said that was unacceptable.
Why? Why was it unacceptable?
Because if he wanted to break up with me, then he needed to take his stuff now and then. And I was not aiming at you. I was just throwing behind.
But why would you do that? You have no remorse.
Okay, but he's allowed to yell. I wasn't allowed to get, I was heartbroken. He broke up with me.
Yeah, he broke up with you because you're a liar. Right? So it's hard to feel sorry for you. One would think that you would be a little more sheepish about getting caught in this tremendous lie.
Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns. This is Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
You're a little selfish. Maybe we can't all have what we want when we want it. Like we can't have a 20-something-year-old who says he wants 20 girls in his 20s when you're almost 40. Maybe these are not things we can have. So maybe we just control ourselves, especially when we're caught at something, and just put our head down and just say, isn't this terrible? I've lost this relationship for my deception. You know, it's not just a deception. It's that you lived the lie for 7 months after that. You had to move in with the lie pending. I don't think you were ever going to tell him. But you can't just people can't leave you. He can't leave you without getting stuff hurled at him?
I wasn't trying to hit him. I was just throwing them behind me. I wasn't aiming at him. And I really did love him.
I'm sure you did.
Aim from my head.
I did not aim at your head.
I had to dodge
it. Why were you throwing him at all? Why were you throwing things at him? What did he do to you besides dump you when he learned the truth?
I don't know.
What did you think was going to happen? So you were going to get somebody to love you so much that they would get over that you lied this profoundly. Maybe that might have happened, but it didn't. And it's not in your control. You see? It's not in your control. I'm awarding $1,298. Verdict for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Milian.
And there it is, the verdict. Judge Milian has ruled in favor of Ahab, awarding him $1,298 in damages. But let's break it down. Ahab has been wronged, not only by the age lie but by the physical altercation that followed. He's been hurt emotionally, physically, and financially. Nia, on the other hand, tried to justify her actions but ultimately dug herself deeper with every excuse she made. So, what do we take away from this? Honesty is the best policy, especially when it comes to love and relationships. Ahab came to court seeking justice, and today, he found it. What do you think? Was the ruling fair? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And remember, if you found this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.